Welcome to episode 6 of Metropole Live. This week I'm going to talk to you about personalised provision and what that looks like during this online learning period. So all our teachers from phases 1 up to phase 4 are personalising provision every week using the curriculum to make sure the needs of individuals are met. So what does this look like? When we're planning lessons, we think about the auditory, visual, kinesthetic styles within the lesson. Long gone are the days where we just sat down and wrote out lines and lines on paper. There's so many different activities happening across the school to meet the needs of different children. But furthering into our planning, we think about, does this task need to be an independent activity? Does it need peer work? Does it need a collaborative approach? Or is it a combination of all three? And then we take the learning objective itself, which is shared with all the children. Learning objectives are always specific, they're achievable, and they're measurable. And that measurable element is really important to make sure that children are becoming more assessment capable and they're able to see how much progress they're making within a lesson. To support that understanding of how much progress children are making in their learning, at Metropole we set out everything in a bronze, silver, gold, and where necessary, platinum tasks. These tasks are scaffolded, supported, challenging where needed, to make sure that children are making as much progress as possible. But more importantly, they know how they're making progress within the lessons. All these elements combined in the personalised provision make sure that the children are getting the highest quality education needed. So, as we move through this episode, I want to try and find two very special guests to help us out with how this looks in their areas of the school. So my first guest is Miss Laura Knight from Year 2, and she's going to give us some more insight into personalised provision there. And then we're going to speak to Miss Jessy in Year 5, who's going to do exactly the same and tell us more about that bronze, silver and gold. So, first up is Laura. Hi, Laura.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good, thanks. Thank you for coming on and thank you for sparing some of your time. I know you're really, really busy at the moment. I'll jump straight in with a question. So I know you're setting assignments each day in Year 1. Does that mean the kids are just working on their iPads all day?
No, not at all. We're providing a range of activities in the same way that we do in the classroom. Children learn in a range of different ways, and it's really important to have a variety of different tasks so that they can all engage with the activities. So we've been setting assignments in different ways. The children have been writing in their books, we've been finding objects around the houses, children have been recording themselves reading their story maps and creating their own actions. They've been submitting voice recordings. We've had some lovely class discussions, pit collages, Kahoot quizzes. The children have been reciting poetry and doing interviews and hot seating. And it's been amazing to see how confident the children are becoming and how engaged the children have been with the activities. Some of them have been producing such creative work. And it's also been lovely to see their siblings and parents getting involved too.
It's lovely to see how excited you are about the teaching you guys are giving. It's just rolling off your tongue there. So you've got all these different types of activity. And I know when I come down to Year 1, you're especially good at personalising provision down there and differentiating and things like that. How are you managing to do that with online learning?
Well, it's one of our top priorities that all of the children can access the learning that we're providing them and that they're also being challenged. So every activity that we set, it's all very differentiated. There's a bronze, silver, gold and also platinum challenge. We have more recently been creating very simple tasks for children that are working independently because we realise that it's a challenge for some parents that are working at home and there are some children that are having to work on their own. So we're making sure that there's something that they can get on with on their own. And we've also been providing lots of challenge to push those children, and it's been great to see lots of children choosing the more difficult tasks to have a go at them and really developing their confidence with their own learning. We're also very lucky to have a fantastic inclusion team who have been supporting children and also providing lots of fantastic personalised resources over the last few weeks. And also we have been starting to do small group work, so we're holding children back after our input just to support them, make sure that they're understanding the task, to guide them through it, to model it and do it together, and also been putting some children back to provide them with an extra challenge. Also more recently, as we're sort of getting better in our online classrooms, our marking and feedback has become much more personalised, and we're starting to give the children next steps, making sure that they're addressing any errors and misconceptions and also providing them with a challenge that's more personal to them.
That's amazing. It's great the effort you guys are going to. God, I'm going to throw a question at you now. What's one thing you really like about online learning?
I don't know. I think for me, it's been amazing to see the children that in the classroom are sometimes quite shy. They're so much more confident at home because they're in their own environment. And so the videos that have been submitted have been incredible. And it's been so nice to see those children just so much more confident. So for me, that's something I'm really enjoying.
That's a pretty perfect answer. Go on then, what's the one thing you missed from the classroom then?
Just I miss engaging with the children. I really miss my class. It's not the same through the screen, and we are making the best of this situation, and I do think it's incredible what we're able to provide right now, but it's not the same as being with the kids.
Right. And what's nice is everyone seems to be coming up with the same answer. But Laura, thank you. Your insight has been amazing, really helpful, and we'll let you get back to class.
Okay, thanks. Nice to speak to you. Bye.
The amazing Laura Knight there from Year 2, and giving us a great example of personalised provision and what that looks like in Year 2 at the moment. Some of the examples there of different ways that children are recording, we looked at pic collage, podcasting, voice notes, story mapping, objects around the house and videos. It's just a brilliant way of making sure that every learner's learning needs are supported there. So thank you, Laura. So let's go straight up to Year 5. And Jessy, I'm going to ask you exactly the same questions. Let's see if you are there. Hi, Jessy.
Hi, Alex.
Thank you for joining us. I know you've been teaching all day, but just wanted to ask you some questions. I know you're setting assignments at the moment across all the different subjects, but are you finding ways that they're not just on the iPad the whole time?
Yeah, so I think this is a really important thing. Everyone knows that technology is really important, and it's also really important now because the teachers can speak to the children more like a real life classroom, and it gives the children an opportunity to complete the tasks in their own time. But we're really aware that parents are worried about how much time children are spending on the screen and over-reliance on technology as well. So we're, as teachers, adapting and changing the tasks every week to match our children's needs. And we're trying to make sure that the majority of them are not just the children staring at the screen the whole time. And we're also making sure that the children are having regular breaks as well to make sure that they're having time away from that screen. But we're providing like lots of different tasks using this technology that are not just screen based. So things like children using in a science experiment, for example. My children this week, or the week before, sorry, have done an experiment on dissolving salt, and they've recorded themselves doing it, utilising that technology and using the timer on there as well, but obviously not just focused purely on their iPad. We're also trying to incorporate like role play and speaking skills as well, and presenting skills. And setting other challenges away from the iPad as well to make sure that it's not just purely based on that technology.
That's really nice to hear. I know in you guys are really hands-on with digital science when you're in the classroom as well. It's always great to come and see those types of lessons in Year 5. But on that, you put a lot of effort into personalising provision when we're in school and adapting planning to meet children's needs. How are you managing to do that over online learning?
Yeah, so that the children are comfortable with the tasks that they are completing, but also meeting the expectations in the year group, we differentiate the tasks into bronze, silver and gold, so that the children can choose the challenge that they're taking on, bronze being a little bit simplified so that the children can access it a little bit easier, moving into gold, pushing their understanding and deepening that learning. So we set those for every lesson. And we also put platinum challenges as well, where the children can really take that understanding from the lesson and apply it into a different context. So that's like how we do it for all children. We are developing opportunities for children to be able to collaborate as well. So looking at using OneNote after getting feedback from parents and students as well, thinking that that would be a better way to be learning by using the other children in the class. So that's something that's in the pipeline. Also to personalise tasks as well. If the children are come under the EAL or the SEN department, us as teachers are working really closely with these departments to make sure that the children are being catered for and that they're getting the right support in this online learning environment.
You can see you guys have put so much effort into your planning. It would have been very simple to kind of chuck out a load of work in the morning and sit back and watch it come in. But you can see all the different departments and working together, and how much effort with you were saying about the bronze, silver, gold, you're differentiating different tasks. It's great. It's a great credit to you guys. And I love coming into the lessons and watching what you guys are doing. So well done to you more than anything. Go on then, I'm going to throw a question at you. What's one thing you really like about online learning?
I think it's developing the children's independence with the tasks. Like they're being able to make choices about the learning that they're completing, which they get in school, but I think sometimes it can be a little bit more influenced by the children around them. So they're really taking that next step with their independence and applying their knowledge to the best of their ability on their own, and then able to ask for help as well online in the sessions with the teachers. So I think, yeah, just developing the independence.
It's nice that. And what's one thing that you miss from the classroom?
I think just the general conversations and things. It's not quite so easy to sort of start a discussion with a larger group of children, so you don't get quite as much input. We're trying to find ways around it, but it's never going to be exactly the same. But I think it's just that kind of like discussion and bouncing off each other.
Yeah, and it's going to be really exciting to see how the use of OneNote and that collaboration space you were talking about. But Jessy, it's always lovely speaking to you, and your kids are so lucky to have you as a teacher. So thank you for coming on, and we'll see you later on.
Thank you.
The lovely Miss Jessy there, giving us an insight into that outstanding provision she has in the classroom and how she's transferred that to online learning through personalised provision. Both my special guests tonight talked about not only the personalised provision for groups of learners from a class teacher's point of view, but also that collaborative approach they have with the inclusion department and EAL department in their classes, supporting all the different learners. In addition to these two elements of the school being used for group work, we also have group works within our teams now, and the class teachers are supporting groups of learners throughout the day live on Teams as well. So we're developing the system to make sure that progress is being made by all learners at GEMS Metropole, and we always look for your feedback on what we can continue to develop and how we can support your children more. This is the end of this week's episode. Please write any questions you have for my special guest or myself below in the comments on YouTube, and we'll make sure that Jessy and Laura or myself answer those before next week's show. And also, click subscribe. Then you get to know straight away when Metropole Live is ready for the next week. So, I leave you moving into week 3 of the holy month of Ramadan and week 8 of online learning. But for now, goodbye.